Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a paper plant. For this activity you will need some green paper, construction paper, some green tissue paper, some moss, and some tape. You will need floral wire, some glue, some paint to put on your paper leaves. I've also included in your kit, if you've picked one up from the library, I've included a little template. I've traced out a circle that you can cut out and use as a template for your plant leaves. You'll need some water for the paint. You'll need a brush and a pencil to trace out the leaves. You'll need some scissors, and you'll also need some scrap paper. I'm going to use newspaper, but I'm going to, when we are finished with the plant, we're going to put some scrap paper inside the pot and then stick the plant inside the scrap paper. So I'm going to begin with tracing out my leaves using the template that I have, and I just wanted to show you this is what the leaf will look like at the end. This is a sample that I made already. I'm going to trace and cut out my leaves, and I'm going to make 7 of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these out. So I have all my leaves cut out. So what I'm going to do now is cut and shape them so that they have this shallow saucer-like structure. And in order to do that, if this is helpful for you to find the center of the circle and mark it with a pencil, you can do that. But just eyeball the center of the circle and take your pair of scissors and you'll just cut out a thin slice, a very thin slice of pizza. So it looks like that. And now you're just going to overlap the two sides and glue it together. So I'm going to take some glue with a brush. Glue the two sides together. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hopefully you can see that. And when this is dry, you can take your pair of scissors and just trim off any extra paper, like so. I'll show you again on this piece. Just add some glue. Overlap the sides. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And take the extra glue off. And let it dry. If you like your brush, make sure you wash the glue off the brush as soon as possible. And finish the rest. So the next step is to attach the stem to the leaf. And so you can take your floral wire, and you should have 5 pieces of floral wire. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 leaves, so I'm going to cut the floral wire into different lengths, and I'll just have 7 pieces to work with. And I'm going to make the lengths random. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to attach the stem to the leaf, and you just take a piece of your wire and take one end, twirl it around your finger so it makes a flat-ish base, with the rest of the stem being perpendicular to the base. Oops, like so. You can see that. And you just pop your leaf in the middle, like so. And then you're just going to put some tape on. And you don't have to worry about this being too messy because it's going to be covered up with tissue paper. So just going to make sure that the stem is attached. Just like that. And again, you take a piece of wire, you take one end and twirl it around a finger to make a base. Then you attach the leaf to the base with some tape. So now I'm going to just cover up the underside of the leaf with some tissue paper just to make it look a little nicer. And what you can do is take a square piece of tissue paper and you can fold it. I'm just eyeballing the size. But if you want, you can use the template that I provided to trace out the circle, the tissue paper, out of the tissue paper as well. It would just be a little smaller than the leaf. So you might want to, you can eyeball that. And fold it again. Just cut a tiny bit off, that point off, so that you get a circle, sort of a circle. It's not perfect, probably because I eyeballed it. And put the stem through the circle. I see that it's a little too big, so I'm going to cut it down to size. That should be fine. And then just use some glue again to attach the tissue paper to the underside of your leaf. So the next step is to paint the leaves if you like. And I'm just going to add some green and yellow stripes. So while my leaves are drying, I'm going to prepare my pot, my container. So I've just put some paper in there and I'm going to put some moss on top as decoration, and then I can just stick the stems in there. And you can also use coffee beans or dried beans if you like. Instead of paper, instead of moss, you can use rocks as well. Just make sure that paper's not sticking out. Now you can just stick your plant in there, or your stems. You can arrange it however you want. So here is my finished paper plant. I hope you enjoyed this activity.